Well, hello there, everybody. How you doing today? I just thought I've been spending a lot of time talking about my motorcycle and what a sin that is. I just, I don't know. I thought maybe y'all would like to hear a little bit about the testimony of my Honda CD750. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. Trying to think back to the earliest stories that I got. Let me see here. Okay. I was coming back from Danville, Indiana, and this is where I realized the chain guard might have helped this situation. I don't know. But I was working with my cousin Robert Gann, for my cousin Robert Gann, I should say. And he, coming back, I had my hamper with my clothes and shit ratchet strapped to my sissy bar. And coming back, it just popped off. Apparently, I had it too ratchet tight or something, and that thing swung down the buckle part of it. Got my chain, caused me one hell of a skid. I immediately pulled in the clutch and the buckle, the cam that you take and you rant, the ratchet part of it, it just jammed up in there and the back tire skid about 3 feet. And I was like, oh. I was running about 45 when that happened, and and at that point in time, I didn't have my license. Um, I was working to get money to get my license so that I could, be on the road legally, knock on wood. And a cop passed me. He looked like he was going to stop for a moment. I waved at him. He just kept going. He's like, fuck that, do my civil duty. Woohoo! That was when I'd come back on Danville. I decided to swing around and go see my Uncle Mark. Cause fuck, you already cruising and shit, trying to have a good time. And, you know, work work didn't work out that well. A lot of stress and stuff. Not for me, just the situation. I guess I had a fucking great time. I hadn't seen my cousin Robert in a long time. Hopefully we can do that again. But anyhow, Ray Skillman Kia was where I just so happened to be in front of, and I went in there and everyone was just looking at me like, "What? No, we can't. We don't have." I'm like, all I need is like a set of tools, a couple of wrenches, and they were like, "Oh, okay." Like, and I was like, "You got a service department?" I see the sign. So, the rest was history. I got it all back on, and I sit and get down the road. Bike had insurance on it, but I wasn't licensed. I could have been in a pickle. You know, but you just that falls in the category of sometimes you've got to just do shit to take care of your family because the politicians that say you have to have a license to do this and that, fuck, they don't even drive anyway. They use our tax dollars to get limos. And essentially, I told the OA, I said, you know, I don't really give a rat's ass about too many fucking laws because the cocksuckers that make them motherfuckers ain't following them any goddamn way. So why the fuck should I? I'm not being a hypocrite. I ain't telling anyone else out there to follow the laws either. For the longest time I didn't have insurance. Now I got insurance now. You gotta have it. I mean, after you lose your license a few dozen times. Not actually a few dozen, probably about 11. For no insurance and stuff. But not accident, not for causing accident. Just random speeding tickets for racing and stuff like that. And then you get something in the mail going, hey, you've got 3-4 weeks to send us proof that you have insurance at this time of the ticket, or you're getting suspended. it was funny because I'd be getting tickets for and losing my license when I'd already lost my license. We're just gonna lose your license again. Anyway, I have fucking ADHD in it a little bit here, like squirrel. So, there's another time um, before I met Mike Worthy, who was truly a great man. I was cruising down the road with James. I can't think of his last name. He went by 007 Chop on the Honda Chopper board. Who since is not allowed on there because some misdealings. You can't fuck people over and expect to be welcome. This isn't a family website. Because families treat everybody so well, so we try to treat each other better, as it were. I had changed the riding position because I got some laybacks, laid the springs back, and I raised the riding position so me and my old lady could ride without bottoming out. And when I did that, I had an oil leak, and it was at the top of it was from the valve cover, and maybe a couple other places. I don't really know, but it wasn't that bad, really. It wasn't. So I didn't notice it, and I had just gotten so used to the Honda being so reliable that I just stopped checking the oil. And me and James, we were hot on down the road, man, bam, 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 and the next thing I know, it was bam, 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 and I opened my oil cap up just to check it out, and smoke was rolling out that motherfucker bone dry. So I dropped the main rod bearing on the number 3, and I ended up getting to Walmart, and this was the old part of Muncie, down by fucking hell, I don't know, 67 goes all the way down there. So you come up old 67. Anyway, it was down by that, and so we had to cruise over to Walmart, which is about a mile and a half away. After he brought me, I give him some cash, and he went and got me a quart of oil, just to see how bad off I was. Well, it turns out we were fucked, and so being that we were fucked, or I was fucked, he ultimately we kicked the shit out of it until it started, and it ran on 3 pistons and a blown main rod bearing. I mean, it got me 30. I was 30 minutes away from home, and then it started downpouring, and he split, which I was like, dude, what if my fucking ride dies and shit? He goes, oh, I got faith in it, and he split and went home. He had his boy with him, so he had to get out of the rain. I understand that, but it ended up making it home on 3 cylinders, and I fucking killed the motor, killed it due to my irresponsibleness, and then I posted that up on the Honda Chopper board, and then I just bumped into Mike Worthy, Nagase, Woodhouse, or however. Anyway, I bumped into him. He goes, hey man, I got a couple motors I think in the storage. If you slide over here, man, I'll hook you up with them. I'll get you back on the road. And I did. I did that. I took my old truck that's wrecked, that's I sold for scrap. But anyway, I took that truck to get these motors, and we meet up and everything. We have a great time, and he ended up giving me both the motors he had laying around. He goes, my dad, he saves everything, and I really don't. I'm a minimalist. I'm a survivalist. And you can look at Mike Worthy's, I guess it's W-Gouche, it's Wagouche, and he's got some really kick-ass survival, videos. And so a few months, me and a buddy were putting it together, and because I didn't know how to do it, so he was basically doing it and then telling me what he was doing, and got it running. And about 32 days after I met Mike, it was April 1st, and then I seen Rest in Peace Mike Worthy. I was like, this is like the most fucked up, because I just talked to him a week before he died. And he's like, come on, man, let's get this shit going, He's like, let's get your bike up and running. So next time we meet up, you'll be on the bike. And I was like, yes, that is what I want, because what a way of tribute. So anyhow, so that was how the motor got rebuilt. Then, a couple months ago, I'm riding back again from Muncie, and it's worse than the time that I dropped the main bearing or one of the rod bearings, the piston bearings. This thing is a thumping. I mean, it is a vibrating. It is and I'm on McGalliard getting ready to get on 67, swing around, to get on 3 to go back home. And man, this thing's a pumping and a thumping and a gasping and a wheezing and oh man, this is not good. It felt like somebody shut off 3 of my carburetors and killed the battery. And I was like, please don't let me have killed Mike's motor. Please, I was begging the Lord. I was like, Lord, please. And then I was like, come on, baby. I know we're about 35 minutes from home. I knew it, please. And I'm smelling gas, and I'm like, no, what's happened? And I'm like, oh man, please, please, please. And I turned a 35-minute trip into about an hour and 15 minutes. But that bike got me home, and I was sick. I got home, I couldn't get it to start back up, and I was babying it. I was going through all the gears, just trying to go as fast as I can. Like there at the end, I was barely cruising along at like 45, 50 miles an hour, and it felt like I was killing it. It felt like, I felt heartsick. Like, if you ever seen something happen that you had no control over, I just felt so heartsick. And it was the like the most miserable ride, because I just got the motor back up together a couple months before that, and the motor means so much to me. I got it home and I didn't even look at it. I bet I didn't look at that bike for 2 fucking weeks. I didn't post nothing about the door on the board. I was just sick. So I basically I got to looking on the board and doing some research and everything. And one of my buddies, Duncan Idaho, goes, well, check the points, because I had to go back to old style points because I previously fried my Dyna ignition. And so I open it up and I'm looking and this little plastic piece fell. And I'm like, what the hell, And I'm looking and looking. I'm trying to start it up and it's going, but only one of the points is sparking, moving in and out like it should. And the other one's just like this, and the one's remaining full. So I'm like, well, fuck, it's just the points. Checking the oil, checking underneath the motor, because the motor has all the new seals, it doesn't leak or anything. And hell, my fork seals are shot too, but the damn things are shot, period. You see the brass in my forks. But anyway, so as it were, the pickup that cruises through and that moves the points on the shaft had broke. So I called Barry Land, or I'd actually posted, hey, I need some points. And Barry Land goes, hey man, you're gonna buy a calendar? I said, yeah, I plan on doing it as soon as I can get some cash. An extra $10. Because an extra $10 in my world is hard to come by. As I get older, I hope, they say as you get older, you have more money than you do time. And I hope I meet that point where I have enough time and a lot of money to actually enjoy both. Because in the end, I mean, we're all just dust in the wind, as the song goes. But, so I get a hold of Barry Land, and I'm like, here's the money, man. Thank you so much. He sends me a set of points. So I put one of the points on there, and I've never done it before. I just get it close, and I run a piece of paper through there and everything. And I've done that once before because the same buddy helped me put the motor together. He's the one who's like, hey man, maybe your points are just really fucking dirty. Maybe they're just grimy. So I did that, I ran a fire through it. But anyway, and it's good. One kick, I can push start it with my hand. And I don't really have big bare hands or nothing, they're normal hands. But I fired right up, and my buddy was here. He goes, he seen me do it, and I guess he didn't realize just how simple it was. And he goes, "What do you know about cars?" I said, "I know a little bit about cars. And he's like, "I'll have to remember that." Because he literally seen it. I was trying. I moved a little bit and get close, a little bit, get close. But it dropped 2 cylinders. Two. Half the points it was gone. So there's 2 cylinders. It got me back on 2 cylinders. It really did. It got me back in the pouring rain on 3 cylinders. And then it got me back on 2 cylinders. I mean, you can't do that with a Harley. Ooh, you can't do that with a Harley. I'd reckon I'd better to venture you couldn't do that with a 3-cylinder bike. You know, you might be able to do that on a big 6-cylinder bike, a Goldwing, something like that, Honda CBX. But it was wild, man. Wild. You know, the bike runs like a champ. I need to get an electric box and just run one power cord to the electric box and feed everything off that, because I think it's just too much stress on the terminals with the vibration and shit. It rattles loose. So anyhow, so that's two of my stories, and of how reliable the CB750s are, and I hope to hear some of your guys' comments and stories in the comment section. Let's hear these stories. All right. Until next time, let's keep the rubber on the road.